4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, welcome back to the show. Well, we did a 2021 earlier, now we get to do a 2019, and I think I also have like a 2020, it's an M1 model. That's going to be coming up later. We'll do that display as well. Everybody's breaking their displays, so alright, let's go. We're going to take this thing right apart and get right into this thing. As we all know, 10p.1.2, p1.2 bit. There's 10 of them. We're going to take all those screws out, all along the outside edge. Okay, so 2 trailer park girls go around the outside, around the outside, around the outside. Okay, enough puns here. Oh, that's right. There's only 6 screws on this model. Some have 10. Not this one. Just 6. 2 on the back, 4 on the front. We're going to pop that edge up like that. And slide our fingers over, pop this edge up like that. And grab it like this and pull away from you. Gently but firmly. There you go. She pops right off. Boy, this thing is dusty. Well, this thing is bad dusty. You can't really see it that great in that camera. How about this camera? Any better? Now, not really, but she's gross. So I'm going to just mute my mic. I'm going to go blow the dust out of this thing. I'll be right back. I can't bring my camera to the dust blowout room. She'll return. Alright, I returned. Now I got a cleaned out MacBook. T5 bit. Always disconnect the battery. Take that T5 BMU screw out. That connects your battery power to the logic board if you weren't aware. Boy, this sucker was really stuck in there for no good reason. I always take my black stick, little spludger, and put it under there and grind it pry up like that. There we go. And that releases the connection from the battery logic board. We trade our T5 in for a T3, and there's these hinge covers. So I'm on the wrong side of the world. There's these hinge covers here on both sides, here and here. 4 screws, 2 in each. Take these little hinge covers off. They just pull out of place. And then you can see the hinge there is exposed. Same thing here. T3 screws in these cable tensioners. 1, 2, 3, 4, and they literally give tension to the screen so that it doesn't just flop all over the place. Oh. And 2 T3 screws for this covering cowling for the display. And there's 2 of those display cowlings. So take this one off too.
You don't know offhand how much a 2012 MacBook Pro battery would cost.
Sorry about that. Always a million questions from coworkers. Phones ringing and people ask questions all the time. I guess it's just part of being a customer. You need to know answers. I get that. Okay, so we also have to undo this entire antenna cowling here. It's all these little tiny screws all the way along. I know they're kind of hard to see, but you can see the black dots. Those are all actually P.08 bit screws that hold this antenna covering down. So first we're going to undo the connectors for the antenna. If we peel back this little piece of mylar, you can see 1, 2, 3 is the antenna connectors. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to, here, well, we got the T3. Let's undo the little covering over the lid angle sensor. Might as well, because we already got the T3 bit in. It's 2 screws and that kind of comes off. It like hooks around the side. I don't know if you can see that very well. It like hooks around the side of the board. Okay, so then we're going to go to our T5 momentarily. And there is a grounding screw underneath the antenna right here. It's a T5 bit. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 screws holding the T-con board down. I'll take those 4 T5 screws out. Blah. Can't talk today. Here, we need to remagnetize the bit. Losing grip on our screws here. You can do that with just a magnet, like a heavy duty magnet. You just take it, if my finger was the magnet, you just drag it in one direction and twist the driver as you drag over the magnet multiple times, and it'll actually remagnetize your bits if you didn't know that. That's a great little tip from a veteran technician. Okay, so then we got to go back to that P.08 bit, the teeniest of the tiniest, and we got to take out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws on each side of this antenna cover. So I'm just going to get to work on those. 16 of the teeniest, tiniest little screws you ever seen in existence for no reason. They could have accomplished the same thing with like 4 screws. They just wanted it to look fancy, is my opinion. Go over the other side. Keep going with 8 more of those bad bears. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws. Man. We're going to take our black stick spludger, and there's little antenna vent holes in the end of this. You stick it in there and kind of pull it up, pry it up a little bit on one side until you hear it pop a little bit. And then do the same thing on the other side. There. And that antenna should kind of just wiggle right out of there. There you go. Take that and set it off to the side to reuse it. And then we also have to take the, there's this lid angle sensor that you have to replace if you ever want it to work correctly. So we're going to take that out and pop the connector off, and there, it's just a little teeny tiny cable sensor. It's basically got a magnet on it that magnetizes to the hinge, and it tells it the position of the hinge. It's very simplistic but pretty smart. Okay, so then we're going to take the display physically off. You're going to open it up, say and flip it over, and set it on the edge of the table with the screen hanging over. You get a T8 bit. There's 6 of them bad bears. 1, 2, 3. Kind of in a triangle over here. Oop, dropped one. Yep, I got it. And 3 more on the other side. 1, 2, and a 3. Okay, hold on a second. I gotta hear what my coworker said. I'm gonna mute this. Alright. Rant about Dell computers. That's why we fix Apples. Okay, I got a brand new screen from Apple. Still smells like Apple Orchard. We're going to get our 6 T8 screws and put those in to hold it in place for us. Yep, wrong way. There you go. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. Get your triangle of screws back here. And same thing on the other side. 1. 2. 3. Alright. Alright. I got the new lid angle sensor. Here we go. never open the bag. Alright, put the old one in there because we got to ship that back. They want to return like a core exchange on a car part with all the Apple parts. They want the dead one back. Set that into place. Oops. Teeniest, tiniest screws. Clip that in. There we go. So then we're going to switch back to 1, 2, 3 at T3. And the first thing you want to do, I mean, you can do the lid angle sensor, that's fine. But what you really want to do first is these tension straps. They have to go in first before you screw down any of the rest of the T-can stuff. Put that in there. 4 screws, 2 on each tension strip. And those little strips actually have little springs on them that actually hold the tension of the screen. Without them, the screen would just flop everywhere. You know, different kind of design, but give Apple credit. Never seen a broken tension band. They always seem to stay. Why my chat thing was so small. Well, there we go. Not like anybody's chatting anyway. Alright, let's see here. So we got the 2 tension strips in. So then we're going to put our antenna back in. Antenna wires. So you want to kind of straighten them out a bit, because you got to feed them back underneath the heat sink, and if they're not straight, they just want to go every which way and it doesn't work out. And what I do is I kind of bend it a little bit so that when you're feeding it, you can kind of hook it like that, like up underneath, if you get what I'm saying. You kind of upwards, and it usually slides right in. So you want to kind of come in with the thing at an angle like this and feed those in there, and as you're putting it in, you kind of hook it, like I said, you kind of bend it upwards, and if you saw that, they all just slid right in there like they're meant to be. And if you don't do that, then you end up having to get the black stick and like pull them up as you pull them in. It just makes it more of a hassle for no reason. Get them T5 screws back out, screw that grounding plate back in, and we'll screw the T-con board back into place. So it's 4 screws across here. 1, 2, and 3. Mr. Owl, how many screws does it take to hold down a T-con board? No, the answer is 4, not 3. Silly owl. Alright, here's our board. We just pop the display cable back into place. It just pushes down, clips into place. We gotta peel this back and push our antenna wires back into place. I like to use just kind of the black, flat end of the black stick. You get them antennas set in place. Antenna wires. You get them just kind of set there, and then you push on it with the flat part, and it clicks. I don't know if you can hear that click. I'll try and let you listen for the next one. Get that lined up. There, that little audible click. That's how you know that thing's locked into place. And if you ever guess it, you can take your stick and kind of do this back and forth on the wire, and you'll see the little silver tip, you know, move around the post like that, you know, not just come back off. Okay, all the T5s there. Go back to our T3. You do a lot of tip swapping with these repairs. You really do, and it's almost tough to figure out which way is the best order to do it in. I just try and get like a stretch of T3s, a stretch of T5s, back and forth. We're going to put them cable cover cowlings back in place for the display, the two of them. There's the one on this silver ledge here, and then the one down here that goes over the actual connection. More teeny tiny screws. Drop one. I'm good at that today. Jeez, second time. Alright, here we go. So, put these coverings back on here for the hinges. More T3 screws again. Same thing on the other side. Scoot that over so we can see it. And there's the little cowling cover for the lid angle sensor. Put that back in place. Two T3 screws there. One, two. Done with T3, we can retire that. Then we're going to go back to that P.8 or P0.8 bit for all them 16 screws along this antenna cover. So bear with me on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Jared,
Yeah.
614.
Always getting called for something. Right in the middle of my the count thing too. Jeez. Oh well. $13. 14. wrap this up. Ooh. These are the tiniest screws in existence. If you can even see that screw on the tip of my screwdriver. So small. Alright. Last two. One. And 16 screws. We're going to get the T5 back out because we got to lock that BMU, the battery interlocking screw, back in. So I suppose people want to use their battery on their MacBook, maybe. I don't know why you'd want a MacBook to be portable. Alright, here we go. This bad bear's all wrapped up. Just got to put the cover back on it. Wherever I set that. I'll set the old screen on top of it. Just take that cover, slide it back in there. And the other side. We'll retire that T5 bit, get the P1.2. Put our 6 screws back in, and we are all wrapped up here, folks. You've officially replaced the display on a 2019 16-inch MacBook Pro. If you followed my instructions anyway. And if you watch it just to watch, well, hey, thanks for watching. I think I'm going to make a YouTube channel and post these few videos up and then keep posting others as well. So if you see this on YouTube, welcome. And if you see it on Twitch, welcome. You can always follow me on Twitch, Middle Militia Captain, all one word, or watch me here on the YouTube channel that I'm going to create. Follow me for tips and tricks, and if you want to chat, feel free. If you got questions, I'm here. Thanks for joining me, and hope you have a good rest of your day. I'll be back probably later for one more display repair. Peace and chicken grease.